Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Fragrance Friday, where we're going to talk all about fragrances. And today I have a haul to share with you, and at the very end of the video I have a nearly dupe based on one of the fragrances I'm going to talk to you guys about that I just recently purchased with something I already currently have in my collection, so stay tuned. Well, we also have a sleeping kitty cat, where she's at least trying to sleep or pretending like she's sleeping and trying to ignore me. I'm not sure. I'm invading her space. So that is Miss Willow for anyone here who is new. Before we get started, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's on my lips, what's on my nails, because you guys always ask if I don't say anything. So what's on my nails is a Essie Gel Couture nail polish in the color 350 Gallivanting, and I've been wearing this for a bit. It's almost been a week that I've been wearing this. It's barely chipped off. I have to give it to the Essie Gel Couture line. Really am enjoying this very much. Of course, I have mixed two things on my lips. I have completely filled in on my lips the NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in Bad Girl. I got a pack with like 4 or 5 different colors. They're just like, what is it? Deluxe sample sizes. I have that all over my lips. And what I've topped my lips off with is from Buxom's Full On Lip Cream in the color Sugar Drop. So these are the items that I have on my lips. So as mentioned earlier in this video, I have a bunch of fragrances I purchased over a period of time. I have slowed my roll on my purchases, but I did pick up some between Christmas time and now. I want to share them with you. And at the very end, I'm going to share with you the very last fragrance that I have a sister almost dupe. Not twins, but sisters. They are so darn close, you guys, and I've been wearing them all day today. One on one wrist and one on the other wrist, and I've been wearing them separately for the last couple days to give them a test. The first fragrance we're going to talk about is from Lush, and this is the body spray in Let the Good Times Roll. And I did purchase this on Boxing Day. It was not part of their sale, but I definitely wanted to give it a try. I have tried the Let the Good Times Roll facial cleanser, and it smells delicious. So this one here is described as caramel, butter, popcorn, and cinnamon. I don't get a lot of cinnamon, thank goodness, but I get everything else. And this does smell just like the face cleanser that they sell. That is so good. The lasting power, this is my first time purchasing anything Lush fragrance related body spray, and as you'll see in a bit, an actual perfume. And I'm very impressed with its longevity, and the projection of this one was through the roof. Like 20 out of 10. It was crazy. And you know, you just come out of the shower, spray this on your body, and there you go. And I will say I was a bit worried about the sprayer too, but the sprayer was really nice. Like it mists rather than like this puncture wound of liquid coming at you. So I actually was really impressed with this. So that's Let the Good Times Roll from Lush. Part of the sale from Lush Boxing Day was the Coco Loco. This was on sale because I believe they're discontinuing this scent. So I was like, I read looked up on Fragantica. I was like, this is gonna be totally up my alley. And it absolutely is. Again, this is in the body spray and it's beautiful. This one is described as coconut, coriander, lemongrass, and Brazilian orange. Oh, this is so good, you guys. I have tried it. Again, I came out of the shower, sprayed this. It's actually the very first one I did try. Really enjoyed it. I don't know if you can get this any longer. If you are able to go into a store, you might have more luck getting it than you can online. I think it's sold out online. But I've noticed some of the stores still actually are carrying some of the sale products, so you never know. This is beautiful. It's like a citrusy coconut sunscreen kind of smell, and I'm really looking forward to putting this on a lot in the summer, especially if you're just a quick grab and go. Again, just like that Good Times, Let the Good Times Roll, the projection on this one is fierce, and it's so good, and you can smell it coming. Like I sprayed this on my body rather than my clothes, and I could smell it coming from like under my sweater and my shirt. So I was like, ooh, I smell good. This lasted a really, really long time. For a body spray, 8 hours at least, because for a body spray, normally you can't say that very often. I am saying about the Coco Loco though. The last body spray I'm going to talk about from Lush was also purchased on their Boxing Day sale. It's a smaller one versus the larger size, and Snow Fairy is only available during the Christmas time generally. But the reason why it's smaller is because I did get this in one of my box sets that I did purchase. So if you saw, I'm going to try to see if I can link the card above so you guys can see my Lush unboxing haul. So Snow Fairy, you have to be a lover of everything sweet. Small size, but you know next year I'm definitely going to try to get my hands on a larger size. So this was part of a gift set, like I mentioned, so it was 50% off within that gift set. So this one is described as sweet notes. So they had on Fragantica like all these little candies like gummy bears and things like that. Then it has cotton candy, vanilla, cherry, and pear. I don't necessarily get cherry at all. I definitely could see this having a pear, but it might also be playing a lot with that cotton candy. The vanilla is just a nice creamy note. Of course, I'm 42 years old. It took me till I turned 40 to realize I actually love this. I didn't understand the hype for so long. I was like, ooh, gross. But you know how our scents change? Well, I absolutely adore this fragrance. And again, like I said before, next year, I definitely want to try to find the larger size of this. Next up is Rose Jam, and this is the 30 ml spray bottle from Lush. Rose Jam is one of my absolute favorite scent ranges from Lush. I've enjoyed their bath bombs, their bubble bars, the pearl massage. But Rose Jam is one of my absolute favorites. So this is my very, very first perfume spray from Lush. And again, so that's why I want to play it safe. Rose Jam is a safe blind, or it wasn't blind buy in my store because our numbers for COVID are very, very low. We're able to shop in store, we're able to spray. I didn't take my mask off, but we are able to spray in the air or on a card and things like that. So just so you know. But this is absolutely beautiful. Rose Jam is described as top notes of Turkish rose, rose oil, and marmalade or marmalade. Then we have mid notes of lemon and spicy notes, and the base note is geranium. I just love this fragrance. And I wore it the other day, and actually Nelson really enjoyed this one too. And for him, working on submarines for 2 decades plus at this point, his nose has been completely disintegrated because of diesel, as a diesel submarine. So for him to be able to say you could smell this, that says a lot. And he smelt it on me. And so again, I sprayed this on my body and it projected insanely. And the longevity on this was just insane. I think that the oils, the percentage of the actual perfume oil is very, very good. So I'm super happy that I got the small one. I have in my mind, I have quite the perfume collection. Not to say I won't get big ones in the future, but I'm glad I got the small one just because I really want to enjoy it. It's not going to go anywhere. And this is readily available, so I can purchase this whenever I want. So absolutely enjoying this one. Highly recommend. It's not, this one is about 40, was it just under $50 Canadian, the 30 ml size. They do sell this in a 50 ml size, I believe, or is it 50 or is it 100? I can't remember. Anyway, they have a couple different sizes, plus they have the solids as well in these ones. Yep, I'm going to talk about it. I found this. I knew I was going to find this after Christmas. I knew I would find this on sale after Christmas. This is the cheapy. This is the least expensive fragrance that I own in my collection. Again, it's not super extensive, but it's pretty good. So we have the little mini and the large, the mama and the baby in Exclamation by Cody or Cody. Not quite sure how they say it. Anyway, I bought this purely because it reminded me of when I was in high school. I was born in 1978. So this was released in 1988. At that time, I was 10 years old. Obviously, I didn't get into it until a little bit longer. My mom didn't have this. My mom was a Chanel No. 5 person, like woman. So, but it was very readily available. Now, I say this is really cheap because after Christmas, I love hunting down the drugstores, especially at Shoppers Drug Mart here in Canada, where a lot of their box sets go on super sale. This one is a 10 ml and this is a 50 ml bottle, and on sale at Shoppers Drug Mart after Christmas. There wasn't a Boxing Day sale. It was just like they're just trying to clear out all their stuff. $13 and was it 97 cents or something ridiculous. So I've been looking for this. I want Vanilla Fields to wrap up my Vanilla Fields Vanilla Musk and Exclamation. I have the Vanilla Musk already to round out all my like nostalgic high school scents. So Exclamation is described as top notes are peach, apricot, bergamot, green notes, with mid being heliotrope, orris root, rose, jasmine, and lily of the valley, with the base notes of vanilla, musk, sandalwood, amber, cinnamon, and cedar. You guys, this brings me back. Oh my gosh, it totally brings me back to high school. It's a little less potent as I recall it from when I was a teenager, but the lasting power on this is like nothing. You have to spray this probably after an hour, hour and a half, but it's so good. This is not a fragrance I would gravitate to now, but I had to get this for my nostalgicness. I needed this in my collection just for having this for me. So it's not a fragrance I would go out and buy. As far as the notes that I just read to you guys, what I smell, I definitely get a bergamot, a heliotrope, orris root, bit of jasmine, and lily of the valley. But as far as like cinnamon, vanilla, and all these other notes, don't get that. Definitely a floral note to my nose, but the lasting power is poor, but that's not why I bought that. So that's Exclamation by Cody. Next, we have from Maison Margiela. I went into Sephora and I did test this and I thought, I'm gonna purchase this. This is Coffee Break. This is one of their newest fragrances they released. They also did Bubble Bath. I'm not that keen on it. It's too soapy for my liking. But at first, when I sprayed this, I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this. Coffee Break. I don't like this. And I wonder why there's not that many people talking about it, but now that I've worn it and now the expectations I had for this versus what I got, and as a result, my expectations were completely squandered. Like I was like, what? There was such high hopes for this. So before I go through my little, like my rant, not my rant, but just kind of my experience with this one is called Coffee Break, and they on Fragantica, they just have 3 notes: lavender, coffee, and milk. And they just go on saying it's lactonic and there's coffee and blah, 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 blah. I get lavender, and it was so strong. I sprayed it, I wore it all night. I came home that night after I went to the mall, and I had this on for about 6 hours before I went to bed. And it lasted on my skin the entire 6 hours. I sprayed on my wrist, pressure points. But what I will say, what I got from this was 100% lavender for the first 20 minutes. And then it didn't die down. The lavender was there. I will say that my body chemistry definitely brought out some of the lactonic notes, but not very much. And I got 0 coffee. I am so disappointed in this because I guess in my brain, and no one had said this, but my brain felt like I had such an epic fail with purchasing an online, the Montel Intense Cafe online on a site. It had gone bad. There's 100%, and I have no doubt about it. I've never smelt it before, but when I got it and sprayed it, it had gone sour, like really sour. But everybody loves Montel Cafe, Intense Cafe. So I was like, oh, this could be just like that. I was really hoping. I didn't get that at all. It's lavender, and lavender is not a floral scent that I do well with. My body chemistry doesn't do well with. Lavender does get used and mixed a lot with male fragrances. I don't believe in male or female, to be perfectly honest with you. This is advertised as a unisex scent, perfect. But lavender and I just don't get on. I find it almost like overwhelming, just a bit too potent. So when it came to Coffee Break, I was very, very disappointed in this one. The projection isn't large. I'm going to say out of a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to say the projection was about a 6. The lasting power, I had it on for 6 hours. I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I went to bed. So by the morning, of course, I didn't smell it at all. So with that being said, I will test it out again. Not my favorite. Expectations were high on this one, and now I kind of understand why I don't really hear a lot of my friends here on in the fragrance world reviewing this at all, because it's very underwhelming. And I did smell the Bubble Bath one. It's too soapy for me, like I mentioned earlier. No thanks. So this would be a pass for me. I wouldn't purchase this in the future. And while I was in Sephora, the consultant there was great. She was like, you can try anything you want, but if you want me to give you a sample, I will. Look at the juice on this. If you guys know me, you know that like the juice color means a lot to me. That means it's rich, it's ambery, or it's vanilla. It's like yummy, right? This is a sample size of Jazz Club from the Maison Margiela. And everybody is talking about this. Now, I'm not one to go out there necessarily and go and buy out everything I see. I'm getting really smart with my purchases. So I can't spray it on me because I have something else. So I'm going to spray my book. I haven't even sprayed this yet. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. I have not worn this yet. It's the only one fragrance, this is a sample, that I haven't like actually worn on my skin, but I definitely am going to try this out. I'm like kind of tempted to wear this tonight and sort of, yeah, I think I'm gonna wear this tonight and see what I think. But again, this is Jazz Club, and I know this is very, very hyped, but this is up my alley. We are in January. I could probably get away with, I'll probably use a sample. And then if I'm really enthused by it, this is what I've started to realize online. If you purchase your fragrances online, like at these discount sites, buy off-season fragrances because they're always in stock. Generally, they're in stock. Right now, anything like this, you'll never see because it's the winter time. This is definitely a very heavy fragrance. In fact, I'll tell you the notes on this one. This is top notes of pink pepper, neroli, and lemon. Mid notes of rum, clary sage, java, vetiver oil, and base notes of tobacco leaf, vanilla bean, and styrex. Definitely get the pink pepper, 100% get that. Little wee lemon, which brings that pepper down a little bit. I would say the vetiver, which I'm not a fan of vetiver, but I think that the rum and tobacco leaf, vanilla bean, basically save this one for me because again, I'm not a vetiver fan generally, and I'm generally not a lavender fan. So, which are two scents that are definitely used in male fragrances. But okay, I'm gonna wear this one for sure. So what I was trying to say is that if you're in January right now, if you're watching this fairly fresh, start looking at scents that you've been looking into, or sample sets that are more summery inspired, because I bet you're going to find them very easily, and you're going to find a lot of them. Because if you find a lot of really deep fragrances right now, a lot of people are buying those right now. I kind of feel like that's what I'm going to probably try to do. I might purchase this one in the summertime and look for an online sale purchase at the discount sites I always put down below in the description bar. So anyway, Jazz Club, I really like this, but I've still got some testing to do with it. And the last fragrance that I purchased is a rollerball, roll my eyes, but that's all it comes in. This is from the 7 Virtues in the scent Vanilla Woods. This is super hyped up, and you guys know I love vanilla. That's no secret. So I was in Sephora, took a little sample. I was this close to purchasing a full size, but I'm like, nope, bring it back. So I got the rollerball. Rollerballs, probably, other than dabbers, probably right after a dabber, one of my least favorite ways of putting my fragrances on. But this is definitely like more of a thicker oil, like they're definitely strong. So before I go and talk about this and something else that I feel is a sister, not a twin, but a sister, let's talk about their fragrance. So 7 Virtues Vanilla Woods is described as top note as pear, mid note as rose, and base note as vanilla, caramel, and amber. So, yeah. So I'm gonna just tell you right now, I love this. And I was, like I said, this close of purchasing the full size bottle at Sephora. But the reason why I didn't, because I wanted to go home and test this with something else. And that something else is my very, 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 very favorite vanilla, KLE's Vanilla 28. You guys, if you have one, you don't need the other. But if you're like me and you're over the top with vanilla and you would just like take all the vanilla you could get, you'll get both. I will get a full size of this down the road. This rollerball will be okay to travel with, I guess, when we can finally freaking travel again. But these are not twins, but they're sisters. So the big difference is this one just has a little bit more of that caramel overdose, and this one I can smell that pear at the forefront. So this is the KLE on this wrist. And this is Vanilla Woods. You guys, they are 95% the same. This one's just ever so slight. I'm not even talking very much. A little more caramel. This one's just got that little bit of pear note brightness at the beginning. These were both released in 2018, interestingly enough. So I am over the top lover of vanilla. I will get the full size of this one someday and probably use this one to travel when it's safe to do so again. And this one is the smallest bottle other than the sample size. This is the smallest bottle that you can purchase. But when I get about halfway, as I said before, I will be purchasing a full size bottle of KLE's Vanilla 28. So I'm here to tell you, and a little mini review at the end of this video, that these are literally 95% the same. There's just a tiny tweak. Their lasting power is about the same because I have worn this many times, and I have worn this on its own recently since I purchased, and they last the same. So heads up. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I do a lot of videos. I am going back to work soon, but I will be pumping out those videos. So as always, from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, Miss Willow and I will say, be safe, take care, and have fun. Bye, guys.